Hi everyone, and welcome to your Meraki Mat Pilates Feel Good Self-Recovery Pilates workout. So we're going to get started on the mat, taking our legs a little bit wider than our hips, taking your hands in towards the center of your chest. Press your hands into each other, open up your chest, and feel that connection of your shoulder blades coming down and in on your back. So that way you're engaging your posture muscles, you're drawing your belly button towards your spine, and you're maintaining that nice neutral posture. You're going to bend your knees, lower down into a squat, and then come all the way back up. You can turn out a little bit from your hips if that feels better on your knees and your hips, taking it back down and then lifting all the way back up. So that way you're engaging through your glutes and you're engaging through the back side of your legs. So you're working into your hamstrings as you come up to that standing position. Again, create that tension, pressing your hands into each other. So that way you're opening up your chest and you're engaging your back muscles without putting any tension through your neck. So you can always check to make sure you're not adding any extra tension by turning your head from side to side here. And again, lower down and then come back up. Nice big inhale and exhale. Again, lower and lift. 3 more here. 3 and 2. On this last one, you're going to come all the way up and take your legs underneath your hips, reaching your arms overhead to start. You're going to draw your knee in as you lower your arms down and then reach them back up overhead. So you're just alternating right and left, focusing on belly button to spine. So that way you're not going into your low back here. Again, down and up. Nice big exhale as you reach your arms down. Keep pressing those shoulders down away from your ears. You have 4 more. This is 4, 3, 2, last one. Now keeping your arms overhead, walk your feet on out. You're going to turn out from your hips to do more of a plie squat. You're going to reach your arms out to the sides, open up your chest. You can lift your sternum, lift your head up a little bit. And now turn your arms, bend your knees. You're going to scoop like you're picking something up, and then you're going to reach and press your arms back up overhead. Nice big inhale. Again, exhale, scoop and reach and lift. Try to make this movement nice and fluid so that way you're not disconnecting from your body. And have fun with it as well as you reach and press. Find the flow with your arms. Ease with your legs as you bend. And feel free to take this a little bit slower if you'd like. You can also not reach as low. Maybe you're scooping just right at that waist level and then lift back up. Again, taking it down and up. And again, reach and lift and lower. 3 more. And press. Pressing in with your feet into the mat. That way you're staying nice and stable. Last one here. Reaching the arms up and overhead and release and take your arms down by your sides. Keep your legs where they are. You're going to start by shifting your weight from side to side. That way your knee stays right over your ankle. And as you shift your weight, you're just warming up those inner thighs a little bit more. Focusing on that balance here. And as you shift your weight over, be careful not to just dump into one side. You want to think about finding that resistance through the movement. So that way you're working through both of your legs versus just relying on one side to take the brunt of the weight. So you want to think about finding that length through the crown of your head. You can always walk your feet out a little bit more to make this a little bigger of a movement. And you can add your arms. You're going to reach. And then switch, keeping your chest nice and open. You're just alternating from one side to the next. Again, reach to press to extend. And lengthen, keeping that chest nice and open. 4 more. This is 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to lift on up. You're going to bring your feet together and turn to the side. So standing at the front edge of your mat, reach your arms up and overhead. Nice big inhale. Exhale, release. Take your arms down by your side so you can tuck your chin. To peel it on down, think rolling on down one vertebrae at a time. Or you can walk your hands down your thighs in more of a neutral spinal position. It's up to you. Reaching down towards the floor. Find that lift from your hips. So you're automatically getting that stretch through the back of your legs. You can always bend your knees a little bit to take pressure off of the back of your knees here, especially if you have really tight hamstrings. So finding that length through your back chain, wherever you're at, that's a good spot. It's just about finding that connection, connecting with your body every day, so that way you make little changes that have a long-lasting effect. 2 more breaths here. And now walk your feet back into downward dog. So lifting your hips up high, press your heels down into the mat so you're finding that nice stretch. Make sure you're not letting those shoulders creep up where you're rounding your back. Open up that chest. Press your shoulders down away from your ears so you find the strength through your shoulders. Keep pressing your heels down as you lift your hips up nice and high. One more breath here. And then you can lower down onto your knees, onto all fours. So going into cat and cow, shoulders right over those wrists, hips over your knees, round through your spine, and then you can lengthen to open up your chest, finding that length through your back. Remember that you can take your time as you move through both directions. It's about focusing on the entire length of your spine, all the way from your head, all the way through your mid-back, low back, down to that tailbone. And press to open to lengthen. 3 more, moving in both directions. And press. 2 more. Last one. And then just come back to center. Stabilize by pressing away from the mat. If your wrists need a little bit of a break, you can always lower down onto your forearms. It's up to you. Try to keep your shoulders right over your wrists. You're going to take your knee, you're going to draw it in, so you're going to round through your back. If flexion doesn't feel good, just maintain a neutral spine, drawing the knee in, or you can flex, and then you're going to extend your leg and press it back. You can keep it to hip height, or you can lift it up a little bit higher if that feels better. Again, same side, just drawing it in, and then out to lengthen. Nice big inhale. And exhale. So that way you're focusing on your opposite hip, staying over that knee as you extend your leg back and out. Rounding, reach and press to lengthen. 5 more here. Using that breath to help you. And reach. 3 more. Engaging through your glutes, you're stabilizing your pelvis. Try not to let those hips rock too much. You want to keep them nice and even. One more. And you can lower down. Reach back in a child's pose, sitting back onto your heels, extending your arms nice and long, so that way you're getting that stretch through your spine, and you can just rest your forehead on the mat. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Couple more here. Come all the way back up onto all fours again. So same thing now, but on the other side. Drawing your knee in. You can go into a little bit more flexion, or you can stay in a neutral spine here, where you're pressing your shoulders down away from your ears, and then you're going to lengthen to extend that leg back nice and long. Inhale, and then exhale as you lengthen to extend. So that way you're finding the strength through your hips and through your glutes here. And again, around and lengthen. And press. Four more here. And reach. Stabilizing right over that hip and knee. Three more. Two. Last one. And then you can lower your leg all the way back down. So finding that all four position again, you're going to take your hand, you're going to thread it through. So you're going to actually send your hips up and back. You're bending your opposite elbow as you thread the arm through. So you get that nice shoulder stretch. And then you're going to exhale. You're going to open up your chest. You're going to find that rotation. Opening up your arm. Be careful that you're not cranking your arm. Be careful of your shoulders. So this is about rotation through your mid-back. And then again, rounding, thread it through. So you can do this a little bit or a lot when it comes to this rotation, depending on what feels best on your body. You can also just take it into a neutral spinal position and extend the arm out to the side. That's always an option. Nice big inhale. And then exhale to reach it on through. Two more here. And press to open. Last one. Nice big inhale. And then exhale to reach and extend. And lower back down. So same thing on the other side. You're bending your elbow. You can send your hips back as you thread that arm through. And then you're going to press away and extend your arm up towards the ceiling-ish, depending on how much rotation you have through your back and through your spine. And again, taking it on through. Nice big inhale. And exhale. And again, reach. And again, reach. And press. We have one more here. Nice big inhale. And then exhale to lift. And then you can take your arm down on the mat again. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips back up to downward dog. So you're pressing your heels down into the mat, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch through the back of your legs. You can always walk your hands back, keeping that chest nice and open. Or you can walk your hands forward a little bit more to find a little bit more of a challenge in your downward dog. It's up to you. Keep pressing your heels down towards the mat. One more. And then you can slowly lower down onto your knees. You can sweep your legs in front of you. We're going to do a roll down onto the mat. So you can have your knees bent, you can have your legs extended, it's up to you, or you can do an in-between position. It just feels a little bit better on my hips to keep my knees slightly bent. So you're going to take your arms forward, plug your shoulders into your back. Inhale to prepare. You're going to exhale and curl that pelvis under. So immediately you want to feel like you're zipping up a pair of jeans and you're peeling on down. Think one vertebrae at a time. So you're feeling that rib cage connect, rolling it all the way back down, reaching your arms all the way back up by your ears. And then you can lower your arms down by your sides. So now let's bend our knees. And what you're going to do next is you're going to take your arms up towards the ceiling. So keeping your hips heavy, you can kind of wiggle your hips to start just to make sure they're nice and steady. You're going to bend your elbows, opening up the chest, and then reaching your arms back up to the ceiling. So you can always add weights in with this movement. You can always grab your weights to get a little extra resistance. I actually prefer not using the weights with this movement because it helps me focus on the mobility in my shoulders and also to my form. So paying attention to where your shoulders are positioning onto your back is really important for the integrity of your shoulder joint. Now on this next movement, I actually recommend not using weights at all because gravity is going to draw your arms back and you don't want to add any extra strain to those shoulders. So if you have weights, we're going to do 2 more of these and then you can place them out to the side. And now you're going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling, bend your elbows, take them out to the sides, rotate, take your arms back. Be careful that you don't let your chest pop forward and you let your shoulders go forward. You want to make sure your shoulders are plugged down onto the mat. You're keeping that neutral spine as you take your arms back. You may stop here, you may stop a little bit farther, or your hands may touch all the way down and you can keep your shoulders down. Everyone's shoulders are a little bit different, so find what works for you. You're going to rotate your arms back up to that 90 degrees, and then you're going to extend your arms up to the ceiling. And rotate back. Take your arms back to that 90 degrees, and then lift all the way back up. And again, lower, rotate to open, come back to center, and then reach and extend. And again, lower and rotate, lift, and come on up. One more, and then we're going to add on to this a little bit more. Rotate, lift, and reach. So now you're going to add a bridge. So you're going to take your arms down. You're going to rotate to open up your chest, open up those shoulders, and you're going to lift your hips on up at the same time. Now you're going to lower your hips. You're going to take your arms back to that 90 degrees, keeping your chest open, and then lift all the way up. So it's a bend, go into a bridge as you take your arms back, and then lower back down, rotating the arms forward, and lift all the way back up. So this way you're really focusing on that stabilization through your trunk here as you lift to press on up, and lower back down. And reach, you have 3 more. Again, taking it down and lift, creating that tension through your muscles so you find that resistance without adding any stress. So you want to focus on engaging but not gripping your muscles here. Lift and press on up and lower and reach. Again, taking it down and press to lift on up and lower and extend. One more here. Taking it down, lift to press on up and lower, and then reach to extend. You can take your arms down by your sides, keeping that chest open. Take your leg up towards the ceiling. Make sure when you take your leg back that you're not curling that pelvis under. You really want to focus on making sure that your leg is nice and long and your hips are nice and even here, so you're keeping that neutral spine. Flex your foot as you lower, point your foot as you lift on up. Exhale as you lower, inhale as you lift. So that way you're working your tummy and you're focusing on the strength through your leg here. Again, flex as you lower, point as you lift on up, and up. Again, taking it down and up. If you want to add a little upper abs, you can always reach your arms forward, keeping the shoulder blades lifted with this movement. 4 more here. 3, 2, last one. And then you can lower all the way back down. So same thing on the other side, extending your leg up towards the ceiling, flexing your foot as you lower, and then pointing as you come back up. Again, flex to lower, point to lift, keeping those hips nice and stable as you move. So you're engaging through the front of your thigh. And as you lower down, you want to think about engaging through your hip and your glute here a little bit. Again, taking it down and up. If you mess up and you point your foot when you're supposed to flex it, it's not a big deal. It's about really connecting through your tummy muscles, finding that strength in your body as you lower and lift. Now you can add those upper abdominals. So as you lower and lift your leg, try to keep those shoulder blades lifted. Engaging through your tummy muscles here. And again, lower and lift. And press. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. And release all the way down. So just rotating your knees over to the side. You can take your arms out to cactus and look over your shoulders. You're opening up your chest. You're getting that release through your hips and through your spine. One more breath here. And then we can switch and do the other side. So just taking your knees on over to the opposite direction, looking over your opposite shoulder here, just opening up your chest. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Couple more deep breaths. One more. And then you can take your legs back to center. Extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to go into a little bit of hamstring stretches. So you're just going to flex your foot and point here. Flexing and pointing so you get that nice stretch through the back of your leg. Two more. And now you can just flex your foot, bringing it back towards your face. You're getting that stretch through your hamstring. You can either point your foot or flex it. If you flex it, you're going to get that deeper stretch through the back of your leg. You can always bend your knee a little bit. That way you feel the stretch right in the belly of your muscle. Or you can focus on lengthening through the leg to get that cross connection over your knee. That's where that muscle crosses into your calf muscle. Now you can take your leg across your body. So extending your bottom leg, you're going to bend your top knee and you're going to rotate. So that way you get a little bit more spinal rotation. You can take your arm out to a half T position. Try to keep your shoulder blades connected on the mat. That way one leg isn't floating up. Just breathing on into it. One more breath here. And then you're gonna hug your knee in towards your chest. That way you're opening up your chest here, and you're gonna take your knee out towards your shoulders. So now you're opening up your hips in this position. One more breath. And you can lower your leg all the way back down. So same thing now, but on the other side, extending your leg up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips nice and level. You can always bend your bottom leg. You can flex your foot and then point it. And flex and point. That way you're getting that stretch through the back of your leg here. Getting a nice little ankle pump in, so helping with your circulation. This is a great exercise to do if you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk. Just lifting up one leg up towards the ceiling, creating that nice strong ankle pump where you flex and point through your foot. Helps with your circulation. Great way to relax at the end of the day. 2 more. Now just going into your hamstring stretch, you're gonna flex your foot, taking it back towards your face. You're getting that deeper stretch through the back of your leg. You can always bend your knee if you did so on the other side. You can always lace your hands behind your thigh and kind of press your hands into your thigh to help get that resistance and that stability at the same time. Extending your bottom leg, you're gonna bend your top leg, bending from your knees so it's at 90 degrees. Just take your leg on over so you get that stretch through your hip. Reaching your arm out to the side, keeping your shoulder blades down, rotating to look over that shoulder to find that stretch through your spine here. Nice gentle rotation. Two more deep breaths. You can take your knee now out to the side, so you're opening up through your chest and you're opening up through your hips. So now you're getting that stretch through your inner thigh. You can always bend that bottom leg so that way your hips are a little bit more stable, or you can keep it fully extended. It's up to you. And then taking your knee back to center, release your leg all the way down. Extend your arms all the way back by your ears. You're gonna roll it on up. So you can always bend your knees if that feels better on your spine. You're gonna tuck your chin, you're gonna peel it on up. Think one vertebrae at a time. Sitting up nice and tall, opening up your chest. You're gonna reach it forward. Exhale to take it forward, getting that nice little hamstring stretch in. And then come all the way up to a seated position. Keeping your hips heavy. Bend your knees a little bit. That way you can fully lengthen through that lower back. Taking your hands behind your head, keeping the chest open, you're gonna rotate to one side. And then you're gonna open to extend your arms, look over that shoulder. Now take your hands behind your head and then come all the way back to center. Same thing on the other side. So you're rotating. Be really careful that you're not shifting one hip forward or back. Keeping the hips nice and squared off. You're opening up your arms. You're looking over that shoulder. So looking towards that back arm. Take your hands behind your head again and come back through center. So every time you rotate, you want to be careful that your legs are not shifting. One foot should not slide past the other. And then take your hands back behind your head and come back through center. And again, rotate and open to lengthen. Taking your hands behind your head and come through center. One more on each side. So finding that length in your spine as you rotate, reach and extend to look back, keeping that chest nice and open. Come back through center. One more. And reach. And all the way back to center and release your arms down by your sides. You're gonna lie down on your side now. You can either keep your arm fully extended, or you can take your hand and just prop your head. You want your knees and your ankles to be at 90 degrees. So I like to line up my shins with the front edge of my mat. You can bend your knees so they stay in line with your hips, or they can be a little bit lower. Lift your top leg off the mat by a couple inches, and think about lifting the whole side that's pressed against the mat up a little bit, so that way you're not collapsing into the mat. You're engaging through your back muscles and through your tummy muscles. You're gonna circle and you're gonna take your leg up, around, and down. So you're circling your leg forward, up and around and down. So you're working through your hips, keeping them nice and healthy here. Using your breath to help you. And again, reach. You're going to find the strength through your hips and through your glutes here. You can also flex your foot if that feels better. You have 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, last one. And now we're going to reverse this. So now you're going to take your leg in that starting position, so 90 degrees, scoop your leg back. You're going to circle it all the way up and around and back down again. Focusing on using your glutes to help stabilize as you take your leg back. So you want to feel that hamstring and glute connect. You want to be careful that you're not collapsing that leg down towards the mat as you lower it. So finding that resistance. Again, a reach, lift, and lower. And again, nice big exhale as you scoop and lift all the way back up and around. 3 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Extend your leg nice and long. Reach your arms up and overhead, getting that nice side stretch in. Think about kind of lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. And release and take your knees and stack them. So they're going to be stacked right on top of each other. Bring your arm to about 90 degrees. Be careful that you're not reaching it forward. Think plug your shoulder into your back, and you're going to stack your arms on top of each other. You can rest your head on the mat, or if it feels good to have a pillow or a towel to support your head, you can always place it underneath your head, so that way your neck has a little bit more stabilization. You're going to scoop and take your arm up and overhead. You're going to rotate, so you're going to open up your chest. So as you take your arm out to the side, you can bend the elbow a little bit if your arm is tight and you feel that stretch through your pec, or you can extend it out nice and long and then circle it back around. So nice big inhale, and then exhale, opening up your chest, either bending that elbow, or you can extend the arm fully, and you're opening up your pecs. You're rotating through your spine with this. And again, reach. And exhale as you circle. And back around. 2 more here. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Last one. And then you can roll all the way to your side. Press your hand into the mat to lift all the way up. Keep your knees bent. Nice big side stretch to counterbalance, reaching up and over. You can look up towards the ceiling here. And release back down. Okay, now we have the same thing but on the other side. So just taking your legs on over to that 90-degree position. So shins are in line with the front edge of the mat. You can either place your head on your hand like this, or you can extend your arm nice and long. It's up to you. Starting with our hip circles. You're going to take your leg, you're going to circle it forward, up, back, and around. Lifting out of your side body, engaging belly button to spine, so you're engaging your abs here. And again, reach to lift. And press. And lift and lengthen as you take your leg back. So everything is stemming from your hip and your glute here. So this is where the action is happening. That knee and that ankle just follow along with this movement. You have 3 more and then we're going to reverse direction. Again, press to lift. Last one. And now let's reverse it. You're going to take your leg back up and around. Focusing on your breath here as you lift your leg all the way up and around. And lift to press. And reach. Being careful that you're not letting that knee collapse down. You're keeping it in line with your hip, and then you're taking your leg back, up and around, and forward. 3 more here. 3, 2, last one, and release back down. So now going into our side lying position with our upper body, you're going to take your arms out to the sides, keeping your knees at that 90-degree position. Make sure you're plugging your shoulder into your back and you're not overstretching with that arm. Resting your head on the mat, or if you have that towel or a pillow, you can always prop your head up for a little bit of extra support. You're going to circle your arm up towards the ceiling. You can bend your elbow or you can extend it as you reach it out to the side, opening up your chest. And then circle and reach your arm forward again. So that top knee is going to draw back a little bit, and that's okay. Nice big inhale. Exhale as you open, getting that nice rotation through your spine, getting that release through your hips. 3 more here. And again, finding that nice fluid circular motion. Last one, reaching it forward. And up, back, and around. And then you can reach all the way to the side again. Push on up, so you're lifted on up. Reach your arm up and overhead, so you're getting that nice side bend, getting that release through your low back. You can look up towards the ceiling. And then release all the way back down. So now turning to face the side, we're going into our plank. So you can always have your hands on a chair, wall. You can go into a half plank position with your knees on the mat, or you can tuck your toes. Find the length through your legs, through your heels. So if you're in this full plank position, I want you to shift your weight forward and back. So that way you're getting a stretch through your heels, engaging your abs. If you're in a half plank position or hands are propped up on the wall or the chair, you're going to lift your hips up and back and then send your hips forward. So that way you're focusing on that connection of the strength in your hips and lower abdominals for your plank. So find your plank that works for you. Just shifting your weight through your plank position. You have 8 more here. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can lower back down onto your knees. Take a seat on the mat, and you're going to extend your leg out to the side. So just folding your opposite leg in, you may already feel that stretch through your inner thigh. So if you want to walk your leg forward a little bit, you're more than welcome to do that. Reaching your arm up and overhead, nice big side stretch. So now you're getting a stretch through your hip, through your inner thigh and low back here. Just breathing on into this and holding this stretch. You can come all the way up now. Rotate, taking your chest over your thigh and then reach it forward. So now you're getting that stretch through your low back here and then also through that hamstring. You can come all the way up and let's switch it out. So extending your leg out to the side here. Nice big inhale. Exhale to reach it up and over. So you're getting that stretch through your inner thigh, finding that length through your spine. And lifting it on up. Rotate. Take your chest over your thigh. So now you're getting a stretch through that hamstring. And you can lift all the way back up. Just folding your legs, sitting up nice and tall. Just want you to do a slight nod. So you're going to keep that nice sitting posture here. Just bring your chin down towards your chest. And then look up to neutral, so looking straight ahead. And then you're going to look up towards the ceiling to get a nice stretch. And again, you have 2 more of these, looking down towards the mat, still keeping that nice neutral posture. So your spine has that nice strong alignment here. And lift. 1 more. Tucking your chin down towards your chest. And then lift all the way back up. Nice big inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale to release, taking your arms down by your sides. Now just take this one arm up. You're gonna reach up and over. Nice side bend, getting that nice stretch in. Keeping your hips heavy. And lift all the way back up. 1 more on the other side. Nice big reach. Getting that nice side stretch in. And lift all the way up to release. Now we're going to turn to the side for our final roll up. So going into your forward fold, lift your hips up nice and high, releasing your head, releasing your neck down towards the floor to get that nice stretch through that whole back chain. Just start to bend one knee and then the other. So you're doing alternating knee bends here. Focusing on finding the release through your hips and through your hamstrings. Just a few more. Bending through one knee and then the other. And now you're going to bend both of your knees, curl the pelvis under, peel it on up. Think 1 vertebrae at a time so that your head is the last thing to come back up, or you can always walk your hands up in more of a neutral spinal position. Reaching your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, and then exhale to release all the way back down by your sides. Nice work. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.